So the next one that we're gonna review today is your boy, the Prince of Pan-Africanism. Is that what he says? Dr. Umar. So yeah. Recently, man, a clip done came out of him, kind of talk about how his money's tied up. He done lost it. The school's in jeopardy and stuff like that. So not a good look, man. Because I think this is probably about a month ago, man. I think I reviewed a clip of him talking about, one of the chicks he was mashing, how she smelt fishy. He got her a job and stuff. And, in the breakdown, I was like, before all this stuff even came out, I'm like, man, how are you tricking and, you're getting these people jobs, you're sleeping with people out the business. So it's kind of crazy when I did that. And now I'm seeing it play. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense why somebody like that would be kind of always in a bind in the gym. Cause it's like, if he's out here tricking off the bread and shit, for the school, just giving anybody a job because he got relations and stuff. It's like, I could tell why, the money might be messed up. So did you ever think, man, your boy will ever build that school? Did you ever donate any money to him?
Oh, I would never donate to I mean, look, shout out to Dr. Umar for, I guess trying to build school, man, for our people. But the problem is, man, is that when you limit yourself and you're not being responsible with the money, and I think that's like a lot of times why unfortunately, most blacks are afraid, man, to like really support each other because of the irresponsible nature that comes along with it. The comfortability as well, too, man, by being complacent. And now you put yourself into a bind where, you're saying bank accounts are frozen for whatever reason and you making all these excuses. Bro, man, all you gotta do is just do the right thing.
Now, I agree with you, man. I definitely, when I was looking at this when it first started, anytime I see a cat in the dashiki, I'm like, I'm out. Mm-hmm. I just see the black hustle, man. And I think, man, I think a lot of people, man, want the right thing. They want to build and stuff. So I think that's good. But I think, man, we want community so bad sometimes. I think that leaves us like subject to like getting conned and stuff. And that's the sad part of it, because I think everybody wants to see anybody excel. So that's why they were willing to donate money in them. But I think somebody like that, man, they're able to kind of capitalize on that and, take advantage of people. But man, some of the things like I seen from the beginning that turned me off with him is just some of the over the top statements. And I think when people go on a pro black tip too hard, where they're just too like because I know some people have tough stances and I have no issue with that. But when they're trying to market it somewhat, that's when I think it becomes a scam. So when I heard him talk earlier, I was like, oh yeah, here we go with this shit. You know what I'm saying? And then, kind of his story started playing out over time. And then you start hearing like the story I covered last time when he's talking about the female and stuff. And well, I gave her the job and I did this. She was like, watch her. I'm like, nigga, what kind of trick ass shit is this? So it, like I said, it always kind of, the sad thing is it plays out the same. A lot of these dudes that kind of stick to these type of frauds and cons, man, they, lack discipline. They always get caught up in them desires like females and stuff like that. So it always plays out the same. But yeah, I never thought the school was going up. And it was funny because I said it like a long time ago. I was like, man, that school ain't going up. And then, I got so much pushback. Oh, why are you hating this and this? I'm like, okay, whatever. I was like, man, they're going to be having moon colonies and shit before they open up that goddamn school. Yeah, we'll like have a Mars. We'll be like able to go to a whole nother planet and start a colony up there before this motherfucker starts the school. But you thought you ain't fall for the the scam, huh? You said you ain't think the school was going up either.
Man, for like 4 years straight, man, I always knew Dr. Umar was like really fishy. The way how he talked, the way how he was trying to deliver, like his pro black speeches or whatever. Like, here's the thing, right? I mean, I'm all for community growth, especially for our people, but I never really trust a pro black person. I'm just gonna be honest with you. If you pro black, man, like I'm gonna be a little bit iffy about you because me, man, I don't care about the whole pro black stuff or whatever. I just care about, okay, who can I really work with, you know, to elevate for myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
To
that's how I am.
get the progress done. So if I own something or I help build a school with a community for my people, like I don't care. Like it could be like a white janitor, it could be whoever, right? As long as like okay, I have the control of what I need to do to ensure that the school is going to be well kept. I'm gonna go for whoever I'm gonna go for that's trustworthy. I'm not gonna go with like just some other dude that it's like, oh, I'm down with the movement, and then you scam out like like thousands of dollars like from my pockets. So unfortunately, that's his bad. And then as far as like messing around with different women or tricking or being unprofessional, like when you got something going on, the last thing you want to do is be like a trick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And put yourself in these situations where you're messing with different like type of women that's going to distract you from your purpose. So
Yeah, and I like what you said, man, because I think people got to get better. It's just like, and that's what I was trying to say when we did the other live the other day. Is like, man, I think sometimes we want community so bad, man. We want it to be so grandiose instead of like, kind of crawling before we walk. It's just like, hey, man, like you said, let's line with people that's like-minded, got values and principles. That ain't gonna try to scam and fuck people over. It's like, man, you gotta establish that first, and then you start building off of that. Because I think sometimes, man, we'll see because there was a Tulsa real estate guy.
yeah,
He came with a shiny object. Now you got Dr. Umar and stuff like that. And this is sometimes it's like, hey, man, you know what? Maybe instead of like building the school or this investment fund, why don't we maybe we got a lot of people that's going into like trades and stuff or college. Why don't we just give them scholarships or, stuff like that? That'd be pretty basic. That gets the people to school. Then it's like, man, once you start kind of getting people elevated that way, then it's like maybe down the line you can start building. But I think everybody jumps into these grandiose things. And then like, when he built the school, because one of the things I was telling people like 4 years ago, I was like, man, y'all know how much it costs to like sustain a school once you build it? Like payroll, operational costs, like heating, cooling, insurance, because you got kids there and stuff like that. So, I mean, the first thing they should have been like, man, what's the sustainment plan once you do get the school built? Like, how you going to bring in funds? And then one of the things with him is just like, if he's always taking shots at like every other group, nobody's going to really, give you the money to keep it sustained and fund you because you done boxed it in so much. So that's why I was just like, y'all, good luck with this shit. But yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll jump into the video, man. Yeah, I just wanted to get your take on that before we jumped in there.
Oh wait, before you play the video,
go ahead.
There's one person, and I don't know if he was trolling, but what's his name? I think the Saint or something.
The Satan Center, yeah.
Yeah. He made a video response to Dr. Umar saying that he's willing to help restore his, the funds like for school under one condition that he has some type of control along with Dr. Umar. So if Dr. Umar doesn't respond to the Saint, in the center about that part, then it kind of shows like his character and all that. So I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, I did see that, and I think the Saint, because he was like he wanted to keep one of the buildings, but yeah, like get control of. I think it's a plan, but a lot of time people push their ego so far into these projects because man, so I think sometimes when people, like I said, they do some of these things versus like I was saying, like man, just raise money and give scholarships out, or people that want to go get a CDL or they want to go to AC mechanic school, something like that. Like, why don't we fund those people first? So he could easily like sell the buildings and do something like that. But I think his pride is just like, man, I went to school, this shrine, with my name on it. And so it's a either all or nothing type of thing where it's just like, if he was truly about that business, like you said, it's like bring in the Saint in the center, get that right, or sell it off and then be like, you know what, with the money, y'all, if y'all don't mind, I'm gonna pivot and I'm gonna give this to like people that's going to school or going into trades and stuff like that. Nobody would trip off of that because it would have a good ending and purpose at that point. But it's
right.
Like I said, his ego's mixed in. So I'm glad you brought that up because I was watching that the other day with the Saint. So I think that he was, he's gonna throw some shots because that's, I like his content. But I could tell he was sincere about it. Like he was like, I put the money in there and help you get it right because he does got a business mind. So
yeah.
All right.
Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. This is your big brother, Dr. Umar Ifa Tunde Oguntade, Intercontinental Ifa Tunde RB Jesus, coming to you live and direct from Philadelphia. I have a very important message. I'm only going to keep you about 5 minutes. I have a very important message. I'm only going to keep you about 5 minutes. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my continental Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my Australian Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my Caribbean Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my Africans in Europe and Asia. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my Brazil and my South American Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to Panama and Costa Rica, my Central American Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my Canadian Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my New York, my Carolina, my Texas, my Phoenix, my Philly,
man, shouted
my
out the
Jersey,
whole globe and
my
shit,
Maryland, my Baltimore, my Georgia, my Florida, my Arkansas, Alabama, Detroit, Chicago, St.
Damn, we gotta skip that shit.
Yeah.
This morning, I received a text message from one of my homies. He needed Dr. Umar to send him a couple dollars. I logged into my account just to check my balance because I haven't done so since I left for South Africa back on July 10th. Only to discover that I could not log into my account. So then I called the bank to find out what was going on. And the bank told me to enter my 16-digit card number. I did that. They told me they had no record of my account. The bank that I've been with since I was a teenager told me they had no record of my account. So then I called the bank. And the bank told me that my personal account, as well as the independent Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy account, have both been frozen. Both bank accounts have been frozen. And I was told.
All right, let me pause right there. So far, are you hearing this? Do you believe that?
Absolutely not. Either it's frozen because like you did something illegal, or maybe you're just broke. You probably overspent, or you did something that you weren't supposed to do. But to me, like, why would a bank like freeze up your account without any reason or even alert you that your account has been frozen? Unless you've done something really, criminal, like according to like, the FBI. And if that was the case, you probably would have been prosecuted at that point for something. So,
yeah, like you said, they ain't gonna freeze. If any law enforcement agency ain't gonna freeze your account unless you on some like you buying and selling guns, heavy drugs of that nature and stuff like that. So yeah, nah, he definitely. That don't even because he was like they don't even have me on record, but you've been with them that long.
Right.
Yeah, they ain't gonna just get rid of your stuff like that. So yeah, that's what he started saying that. I'm like, come on, Dr. Umar. They just froze your account. So yeah, like you said, either you broke or you ain't had that account to begin with because you probably shut it down and forgot you shut that shit down. Because yeah, ain't no bank just gonna freeze your stuff, especially if you have money in it prior.
Yeah, and then if that's the case, then it's like, well, damn, you're sending a message out to all the people who donated to your Marcus Garvey funds that everything was in vain. And should they get their money back? Because to me, to be honest with you, if it's gone like that, then it's like, well, damn, like then they really got scammed.
Yeah, that's why I was. That's a good point because like you said, that's why I would have that talk. If this was true, that's why I'd be like, hey, man, look, I could sell the facilities. I could try to refund as much as possible to everybody that donated. Or like we could just give, like I said, the scholarships and, you know, people that want to go to trade programs. If y'all don't mind, we could do that too. But if not, like you said, I'm going to try to sell this stuff and get what I can back, you know, at least to get that back. But I mean, it just sounds off base, like you said. Because, yeah, just it's too coincidental. And he's going to tie it like, oh, you know, they froze both the accounts, the one for the school and that my personal one. So it's just like, yeah, okay, come on, man. That's
I could kind of hear the excuse where what he's trying to formulate. This is what he's going to try to formulate. He's going to try to say, you know what? All the times that I was talking shit about other groups, the white man this, the white man that.
Oh, you
Christian, being inclusive of our own people. Now they're upset because, you know, we as black people, whatever, Pan-Africanisms are getting together to try to build school for us blacks. And the white man who's controlling my funds or whatever doesn't want me to succeed. So he's going to put the blame on white folks, saying like, okay, they was the cause of why the school is being shut down because he has no access anymore for the funds.
Okay, I got you. Yeah. So he's going to take the whole spin like, oh, they just don't want the school to open.
Yeah.
Y'all know the power that's going to come with this school. So they want to shut me down and we're getting close. So that's why they don't want this.
And Drake, I'm going to give you one hint real quick, right? I'm going to tell you this. So, because right now, I know that the title of this, like, I know it's cut off or whatever, but the headline is that Dr. Umar's personal FDMG bank account are frozen, right? And personal. So, okay, his accounts are frozen, right? According to what he says. But he's asking for donations.
Oh, okay.
Think about that real quick. If you ask for donations, it's not like people's going to come from, like, fly out, like, you know, from all the, like, the states and countries that you shout them out to give you money in cash. So if they donate to him, that means that he has another account stashed away somewhere that is active for him to receive new donations.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, so it's like, how the fuck can you open up another account and all your other shit? That's a good point. No, I didn't even think about it. And who the hell else is going to give you some money after all this stuff? I mean, at this point, man, if you give him money, man, you might as well just go to Vegas and just throw that shit on a roulette table. Be like, and just take a risk. You be better off with those odds than seeing anything formulate after with him on this. Because like I said, it was like the incident where he's tricking off bread. And now his counts are frozen. But like you pointed out, it's like, okay, you got to count because obviously are some mechanism to receive money because you're about to ask. So yeah, it's nonstop, man. Do you ever think he had the intentions to actually open up a school, or do you think this was a scam from the beginning?
Oh, I believe it was a scam from the beginning, but it was almost believable, like when he started, like, you know, showing videos of the progress of the school being built. However, for it to not be finalized after like 4 years of him like building the school, I was like, you know, he's going to try to pull something to like where it's going to be incomplete, and then he's going to be forced to like really sell. Like, so it's going to be like the school's going to be well built and up to code, but something's going to happen where he can't get the students in.
Oh, okay.
And then he's going to be forced to sell the building, because if he sells it under his name or a trust or a LLC to protect himself, right, from any lawsuits, then he don't have to refund the people's money back. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but if he put it under his name, he would be in big trouble for sure. But if he had it under like a trust or under someone else's name, then a lot of us can't really go after Dr. Umar if he's broke, quote unquote broke. So he's already setting things up where it's like, and I say allegedly hypothesis or whatever, right? My hypothesis, he's already setting a game plan to let you know that, hey, I'm a broke nigga. You know what I mean? I'm a broke man, Africanism niggas, you know? Whatever that fuck he be saying, right? But he's trying to let you know right now up front, you're not going to be able to sue me because I'm going to be broke under the Umar.
He said, you sue me, you could be practicing. God damn it, you ain't getting shit. He gonna mess around, take whatever little bit of money, like you said, and he gonna go to one of them countries with white chicks, and he gonna marry.
Right. But
he like, fuck that.
But I bet you whoever is about to donate, you know, to whatever funds that's about to go towards him, is going to probably be under like a private trust or something. Or someone else's name where they could like collect the funds.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't ask me
man, I do think at first, man, I think he had intentions to actually open a school, but I just think he was a moron, man. I got to keep it a buck.
Okay.
I think he was kind of ignorant to like business because he's not business savvy at all. So I think like, okay, let me start the school because you know what, it would have gave him some notoriety. He would have got the school up. He would have got some bitches out of the deal, you know, because he's like, man, I done started this school. So, you know, he wouldn't be able to stun a little bit on people. But I think once everything blew up, he just saw the amount of work. Because I remember he was like going through there when he was shaming everybody. Like, boy, if we would have been like Hispanic, we would have had them working on this. They would have came through. So I think once he started realizing like the labor that went into all that stuff and the actual cost, I think that's when he was just like, he probably started backing away. It's like, oh shit, like let me, like you said, let me start setting the stage for this separation. Cause yeah, we ain't about to open up this school. This shit ain't going. So I think that's what happened. Cause that's what I was saying earlier. I was like, man, when you put out like a project like this, cause you know, I do a lot with these infrastructure type projects. Man, the layers for the cost that you got to go down. Cause even when you're doing renovations, cause like I was just helping somebody out cause they were like building a school, matter of fact. And I was just like, hey, you gotta, whatever that cost is, say if they come back and it's like 50 million, you better put 60 on it. Cause you know, just the cost increases and the time element, cause sometimes stuff gets delayed because of permits and you know, that's cost too. So I was just breaking it down to him. Equipment. So, I mean, I don't think he properly estimated like what a school, you know, costs. Cause you'll get somebody, a professional, like a A&E designer to sketch it out and they'll help you kind of, you know, formulate those costs. So it must have seemed like he just like was winging it from the jump. Like, oh, I think it'll only take this amount. Let me raise this amount of money. And then hell, if I need more, I'll go back and ask for some more. But it's like, you're supposed to have all these costs up front and be transparent with it. Like, hey man, look, they estimate it's going to take about 7 million, you know, or whatever the cost. And this is all the layers. This is the sustainment cost. Cause yeah, once we build it, you know, we got to sustain it. So that's why I'm just trying to break this down for people. Cause it's like, man, if somebody can't give you the details in that magnitude, cause you'd be like, man, how are we going to sustain this for like at least 5 years? Shit. If they can't give you that level of detail, like, man, just walk away. Be like, nah, I'm good. I ain't about to send no money to that. Man, go to your like local charities and get that money to them. Cause I mean, it's cool. People they're willing to invest in somebody, but man, these type of schemes, we're seeing it more and more now. So it's just like, man, go to your local area, man, where you could boys and girls homes or something like that. Give them that money, man, versus like keep donating into these people that don't know shit about no business. But all right, man, we'll jump back in the video.
That there is an investigation into my personal account as well as the school account. I asked them, was this due to suspicion of any fraud on my part? I was told that it was not due to suspicion of any fraud on my part, but I was told that it was due to suspicion of fraudulent activity. I was told that someone has been trying to gain access to my personal account and the FDMG account. I was told that someone has been trying to gain access to my personal account in the FDMG account. I was told that someone has been trying to gain access into my personal account and the FDMG account. Brothers and sisters, if you have sent a donation to FDMG, let's give it until the end of the month to see if this gets cleared up. They have given me no definitive timeline as to when their investigation will conclude. They have given me no definitive timeline as to when their investigation will conclude. If you have sent a check or money order donation to FDMG, let's wait until August the 1st, Black August, and see if this situation has gotten cleared up.
He said Black
They
August?
told me they sent me a letter
Yeah.
to this point on July the 10th, the day that I left for South Africa. I was told that the timeline of suspicious activity was June 25th to July the 10th. I was told that the timeline for suspicious activity was between June 25th, that's when Medea went public. Everybody knows who Medea is. July 25th, that's when Medea went public. July the 10th, that's when I left for South Africa. July the 10th, that's when I left for South Africa. So y'all know my
Okay, can we pause real quick?
Yeah.
Gosh, I forget what it's called, like with the banks, but right there, I'm gonna say that's a lie, right? I'm trying to think what the bank term that's called, but it's called a I'm just gonna say fraud protection services. Okay, so what he's telling people, right, is that he didn't cause any fraudulent activity, but he said someone was trying to have access to his accounts, and that's why it was frozen. But what he's describing, and I can tell he's not that bright, but what he's describing is fraud protection. That happens to like a lot of us. So, you know, my bank always like will like alert me or whatever. Or what up, Wally? Salute.
What's going on?
Or
That's good, Wally. Or just within my card itself, right? They'll probably stop activity, from, people from withdrawing from the account. However, your accounts is never frozen with fraud activity. So if you could confirm that, hey, like, okay, on these days it wasn't me, then they'll be like, okay, well, look, this is what we'll do, right? Whoever is trying to have access into your accounts, we'll give you a new debit card or a new credit card. Or in the meantime, we'll allow you through like your social security or through your ID to make sure that you're able to verify that's you whenever you come to the banks you need to withdraw money. But it will never be that dire to the point where you have no access to your money at all.
Yeah, because like you said, he's trying to mix it up. Because I get what you're saying. Yeah, typically that's that process, that how it plays out. It's like something happens, they'll shut down the card. You'll look at any costs, you could challenge them. And if after you do that, then you should be good. They'll like switch some things up. But, they're working with you through that process and stuff like that. It's not like they just completely freeze you out and they don't give you really no information and no end date. Because you're literally working with them like, hey, did you do this charge on your card? This. So he's it seemed like you said he's trying to mix it up purposely. Like, well, they trying to get it for fraud, but not on my part, but, because of the activity, whatever. So that means somebody else had to have access to your bank account or somebody reported you the account. There's some like irregularities in there. And typically it's got to be criminal because, for them to like put fraud to it. Because if you're just even receiving donations and shit, nobody's going to care, unless you're doing some like stuff with the taxes, then maybe they might freeze it, if you're not handling. But it's something like he had to do, like either somebody got access to it, they're reporting some shit, or they're doing some fraudulent stuff. But then you got to answer the questions like, why would you be giving multiple people access to that? Account, or somebody, if it's like tax stuff, it's like, why aren't you on top of business, and stuff like that. So he's trying to be vague in general, just trying to put it like oh, well, they just froze it, like you were saying earlier, M3, where, oh, it's the powers that be that froze my account. They're not giving me a lot of details. It's like, man, shit, if a bank is going to take that step, there's got to be like a warrant or something like that of that nature for them to freeze your account. They're not going to fuck around with nobody's bank account. Because I think about it, if they just did some shit out the blue because they was upset with you or whatever picture people try to paint, it's like, man, you know how many lawsuits they could get?
Exactly.
Yeah, so they ain't gonna take no risks like that. They don't even when people come with warrants, they don't even sometimes respond to those requests. Like, unless it's like super serious and stuff, because you know they want to keep that separation from like legal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, they want to be able to say to their customers, like, hey man, we will resist these legal matters and protect your privacy and stuff like that. You know, even like Apple, I know Apple at one point was like, man, we ain't giving up nobody's information. Y'all got to request that and goddamn come with some heavy stuff.
Oh yeah, I remember that when the feds like was demanding Apple to like release like all that, and they're like, "Fuck you!" Like we ain't doing that.
So he full of shit with the banks. They just ain't gonna be like, "Oh my god, what's this irregular activity? Let's freeze his accounts." Nah, if they saw that type of irregular activity, they done talk to the feds, DEA, whatever. They report that shit up and like, yo.
Right. But banks will remember one good thing about the banks, right? If something was going on, they'll be the first to call you.
Yeah, especially I think he raised over like $1 million. So it's like, man, you got major bread in there. They hitting you up quick, you know. Because like you said, I get texts all the time and shoot, they be on the phone. They be like, hey, did you do this charge? They'll be like, contact this right here. So yeah, they ain't messing around, boy. It's 2025. This ain't no fucking 1980 and shit.
Yeah.
But all right, we'll jump back into the video. You know what?
I believe Medea and Pastor Bussy were fraudulently trying to get into my account. And if we find out that's the case, they will be sued and possibly arrested because fraudulent activity on a bank account is a federal offense. Fraudulent activity on a bank account is federal offense. Fraudulent activity on a bank account is a federal offense. Again, June 25th to July 10th is the period of suspicious activity. That is from the time Medea went public and I left for South Africa.
Who the hell is
Between
Medea?
the time Medea went public and I went for South Africa. So brothers and sisters.
I think Medea was the one he got caught up with. Like where he was talking about fishy coochie, or I think that's who it is.
Jerry, let me ask you it could be like a yes or no, right? If I was like to live around in your area, and let's just say like we're like super tight, close or whatever, and I know like maybe somewhat of I don't know, like your bank stuff or whatever. Would you think it would still be easy for me to gain access to your bank account? Me going there in person, be like, hey, hey y'all, I'm Jerk's friend or whatever, right? I need to borrow, like, get some money out of his account.
Hell
you
no.
think the place will be that accessible, like, for me to get in that easily?
No. That's what I'm saying. I wonder, because the way if that would be like if I'm out here, I'm pretty much calling you out for like fraud. Mm-hmm. That would mean I gave you access to my accounts.
Right.
Because there ain't no way in hell like you could gain access unless you would have to like literally go in, hack some shit and find my password. But if you're doing some shit like that, then you a cold brother and you probably just you probably sitting on stacks because you could just break into anything. So unless your password is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and shit like that, something basic, how the fuck they gonna get your password unless you gave it to them? So yeah, nah.
Well, even still, like, that's just transfer features. I'm sorry, what's that?
Yeah, no, I wanted to ask this: is the woman that he's naming Medea, is that one of his little concubines that he got that he's whacked up to?
Yeah, because when he was talking about the allegations, I was talking about that before you came. That was the one female, because I did a breakdown where he was like, "Oh, she smells like fish," and I gave her a job, and he mentioned Dr. Bussy. I don't know who the fuck that is. That's a weird ass name. But
Okay.
you know, he called him out in that video the last time. So it must be that group. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, once you give them access to your accounts and shit, because that would be the only way they could really get in there. Unless, like I said, they like CIA hackers and shit.
But see, my thing is this, right? Because it's saying Dr. Umar's personal and the school bank account are froze. So my thing is, who other than him had the school bank account information?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because I can get 2 racks by his personal. His personal, that could be anything. But when you're talking about directly the school bank account, okay, now who you gave clearance for that? Because that's just obvious to me. It's like, who else other than you is managing that money?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he must have had like a basic account and shared his password, and multiple motherfuckers had like access to it.
Man, look.
So I think that's what he's trying to allude to or something, but he's not trying to say I gave the password away, but that would be the only way because
But
let's
again,
remember this one thing. This is the same man that asks women left and right, which most of y'all were dumb enough to trust this man. I ain't gonna lie. But y'all literally gave this man money. Hundreds of court money. And what did this dude do? He said, I'm gonna go to the casino, and you don't know how to play shit. You don't know how to play nothing. And you thought you was gonna go in there and be like, yeah, Mr. Casino Man, I'm about to take all your money.
yeah, that's what I was.
I'm going to just say this again, right? But in a different way. Okay. In order for someone to, like, let's just say someone totally wiped out his money, right? But again, he said his accounts are frozen, so that's a whole different thing, right? But let's just say allegedly, like, all his money got wiped out, right? Which is different. In order for like your money to get wiped out from your account, you would have to have a joint account with someone under their name, under their social, in agreements with the bank that, hey, this person, under any circumstances, have total 100% access to your money, could put money in and can take money out. That still have to be a process of things. And then here's the thing. If that person had the access and then, let's say, took it out, right? The banks already have everything on record. Who took it out, who had access. But in his case, he's saying it's fraudulent activity. So that's totally different. So what he's not explaining is that in detail, because he's only going by dates, scammer. But he's not saying like, okay, what was the attempt to spend, right? Where was the attempt of the money taken out was coming from? What company was it? What entity? You know, anything that you do to someone else's bank account, they have a record of things detail by detail. And if they was unsuccessful of taking the money out, your money is not going to be frozen. How is it that his personal and his school's bank account are all frozen? But again, you have access to still donate to his scamming ass.
Yeah, because it ain't hard to open up accounts. So maybe you open one, but maybe some of the people that donated, maybe some of them like turned them in, you know, and stuff like that. So, but either way, yeah, I mean, he's starting to blame the other people. So that would mean, like you said, he gave them access. But typically, like in a business account, you have like, you could set it up where there's approval access before anybody could do anything. You know, it have to be approved. So I mean, he's just highlighting he's terrible at business because, like y'all said, it's like it don't make no sense. Either you just willy-nilly gave your password out, or you just got passwords like laying out. You got the typical like old man book that got all his passwords in it. And you got that shit like right on your desk. So,
see, I want to add this one thing, right? You know how they always sit here and, you know, ladies like flex their degrees. See, ladies and gentlemen, this is a prime example of a brother that has a degree, and as smart as he is, and as smart as he talks, he's still a dumbass. this is why education ain't everything. Because again, you can be educated in one area, doesn't mean you're educated everywhere else. Because you can't make this shit up.
And plus, man, just because I agree with you, Wally, and just also he just has no integrity. Because I mean, man, if I was doing a project like that, because I don't like asking people for money, period. But I'm like, man, if I'm doing something and I'm getting money from people and I, put my name on it, man, I'm gonna have so much transparency. I'll be like, look, man, this is how much we raised. This is how much I spent. This would be on like a website that some transparency in the cost and stuff. And like I said, I'll be protecting that money with like, what was that?
No, he had some transparency, right? Oh, he was like, yeah, donations, everywhere. Donations. They come donations. Support a brother.
But I think before you came M3, I think he was right. I think this is the build up to the excuse. Like, I think the school was out of reach now with all the costs and stuff. And I think now this is an excuse like, damn, man, I lost my accounts were frozen for a little bit. I can't move forward. I'm about to move to Switzerland. I'm going to get like 3 white chicks. They'll come looking for me. I'm broke.
I mean, man, but my thing is he never had the integrity because it's like, okay, you can't sit here saying you're this educated, whatever, whatnot. Then you're slowly becoming a celebrity out here with your whole YouTube channel. But then at the same time, you're looking like for someone that's talking about you want to start a school, get these black boys into school and, all this and educate them on the proper education. But here you are constantly promoting yourself as a celebrity way more than you focusing on the school itself anyways. Look how long we had it took just to get to the school. And now when we get to it, it's slowly crumbling down. It's like you can't make this up. And guess what? You, Dr. Umar, are the representation of a black man that black women talk about. Always the ninja failing at the last moment. Like, come on, bro. You make us look bad. Even though
Wally, I was before you came, I was like, man, we'll have fucking moon colonies before the school open up. We'll be on some Captain Kirk shit. Having sex with green bitches before the school has one student in it. But let's get back to the video, man. We'll watch a little bit more, man. We'll see where this excuse goes. And it's like 9 minutes. We ain't about to watch the whole damn thing. How do y'all feel about that daishiki though? Did that get y'all at all? Him wearing the daishiki?
I mean, that's a preference of style and culture. I mean, that's his position. But my thing, I ain't gonna lie. At this point, he's flexing too much for this, and it's like you talking about, oh yeah, I'm with the culture, I'm Pan-Africanism, but it don't look like you standing by Pan-Africanism. It looks like you standing on fucking the community up because you constantly keep draining people's fucking pockets. It looks like you working for the other side.
Damn! Shout out to Wally, man.
Hey, Wally said it best, man. I digress.
Like, you can't make this up. If you stand on business, be that brother and stand on business. Like, bro, people can literally tell you there's other brothers out there that made their own school and doing the damn thing. You are the only failing.
I know Jalen Rose got one, LeBron. There's a couple other people, man. I know, but I know, I got people in my family that like work at charter schools. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm no, sorry, but I'm just saying, like, not even celebrities. I'm talking about someone on the ground floor. You don't even know who they really are, but they will show you, like, they have it on YouTube. Like, there's a guy out there, like, way back I seen, he built his own school. And my thing is, Dr. Umar still failing. It's like, bro, there's someone that's not even popular as you and not even putting themselves out there, but yet they actually have a school and you're still here effing up. Make it make sense. You can't.
Yeah, that's where I think that ego, man, just won't allow people to go get the advice. But that's a good point, Wally, because it's like there's a lot of information. It's the information age. So if you're not tapping into that, you ain't really probably have no intention to get this shit up and running. But let me jump into this video.
If you want to make a donation to FDMG, you must send it to PayPal. Hold on.
Oh, he got PayPal. He got PayPal M3.
Okay. Yes, PayPal.
You see this property pimping I'm talking about, man? Lord have mercy. See, this is just as how the church swindles the community. Now you're doing the same shit. You can't.
So does PayPal? Doesn't that have to tie to a bank account or?
No, PayPal. I think it has its own, like, I think it's in association because it's technically an app or something like that.
Oh, okay.
It's like an app that works with different banks that's not as known. Give or take. Something like that.
Well,
Or it's neither its own intellectual thing on mindset.
it's like a yes or no like type of thing, right? Because yes, like it does work with different entities, but however, in order for you to kind of get your deposit out, you got to go somewhere, right? So unless if you have, let us say like, okay, he created like a PayPal bank card. No matter what, you still have to use like a bank. So it may not be like a physical bank, right, where it has its own building, but online banking, he still have some type of access to it. So whenever he goes to a different, like let's say he goes to a Chase or a Wells Fargo, they may charge him a fee, but he still have to use a bank to withdraw the money out.
Yeah, that's what. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, because to that point, because I would say on a general note, like if you use a general ATM, then that's one thing. But yeah, if he does go to an actual bank's ATM, then they definitely charge you.
Yeah, so that's why I mentioned about, if he has a trust, if he has a I forgot what else I said too, but LLC, he could use like an EIN number or whatever. So like maybe the banks, the ones that's frozen, like his personal and the Marcus Garvey account, maybe it was tied underneath his social. So he probably did some type of scammer or something, right? Some type of illegal project activity out there in Africa, South Africa, whatever he was at.
Yeah, he about to dip. He's setting up his household. He took that money. I was like, shit, let me build this and get a little bit more cheese, and I'm gone.
Exactly.
Said he over there hanging out with Russell Simmons and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. He has somebody else probably that's working with for him or whatever. He still has access to something. So that's what people need to start questioning. Okay, well, how do we get access to the money that is linked into like your donation account?
Yeah, not a good point. Let me get back to the video though. Let's see a little bit more of this begging.
To the situation is resolved. Hold off on all FDMG Academy money order and check donations until the situation is resolved. If you want to make a donation to FDMG, send it through PayPal. Right? PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. If you want to make a donation to the school, hold off on checks and money orders until we find out what the hell is going on. The bank is investigating the fraudulent attempts on our account. If I find out Medea and Pastor Bussy had anything to do with this, I was told that they can be arrested for federal offense. I was told they can be arrested for federal offense. I was told they can be arrested for federal offense. Now, with that being said, brothers and sisters, Dr. Umar has access to no money right now because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple Pay and PayPal as necessary. So the Prince of Pan-Africanism, for the first time in my life, is without any digital currency. So for my loyal supporters out there, if you can spare a few dollars,
don't be fools. Don't do it. Don't do it. Damn it.
I'm gonna donate. Fuck it.
Until my bank account is frozen or canceled so I can get my money back and open up a new account. Please hit my Apple Pay or hit my PayPal. My personal PayPal account is Umar the Psychologist at yahoo.com. So that's paypal.me/Umar the Psychologist. PayPal.me/Umar the Psychologist.
Oh my God.
PayPal.me/UMARTHEPSYCHOLOGIST. PayPal.me/Umar the Psychologist, or hit my Apple Pay using my cell number 215-989-9858.
He done put the celly out there.
215-989-9858.
This nigga broke. He put the he doxed himself. He was like, look,
$1 in my life. I have never asked the people for $1.
He gonna start making personable. I know they could do something with AI where they could like put people's names in it. He'd be like, M3 help. Wally help.
I ain't helping with shit.
Donate, nigga.
I be like the rest of the people. I ain't throwing my money away. Hell,
oh shit.
I'm donating. Fuck it. I know the money ain't going to no school. I'm donating though. This is bad.
Okay, so he put out. Damn. Okay, so all right, now we got to talk about the Apple Pay. You have an iPhone, Jerk?
Nah, I got a Android.
Oh fuck. Okay. They say Android users are kind of shady though, so I don't know. You might think
What the
yourself
hell?
though. Nah, but I got an Android too and an iPhone, so I'm hybrid. But what I was gonna say, like, cause okay, so when he mentioned about like Apple Pay, right? Even though I never really used Apple, I only used Apple Pay once, right? But with Apple Pay, you still gotta have a link to some type of account. Like everything still ties into a bank account somehow. So let's just say,
Yeah, it's
for
tied to his
instance,
bank card.
huh?
It's tied back to his bank card.
Right, because like no matter what, you still gonna have to withdraw money somehow, right? And you can have the donations directly to your phone, and you can have like your little Apple wallet. But or what you could do is like, okay, if you could use your phone, right, as a debit card to pay, like, like certain vendors or whatever, but everything still is like a limit. If you need like a substantial amount that you got to pay like at a due time, you can't use that with a credit card, not even with a debit.
I'm tough, man. There was a big time dude that used to be in Brooklyn, Frank Matthews. My man took the money and disappeared.
Oh, really?
He was like America's Most Wanted. Dr. Umar about to dip. Y'all look up Frank Matthews, but Umar about to slide on y'all. And this is just the last cash out. He like, shit. My man, he was like, let me throw the sheiky headband on. I'm gonna go out here. I'm just gonna be begging. And y'all ain't gonna see him no more. My man gonna change his name. He's gonna get a kid or a perm. Yeah, ain't gonna be no more of that Pan-African shit. He gonna be on. His name is gonna be like Steve Wilco, some shit like that. Hey, he gonna be just living life. I'm donating though. I'm gonna help the cause, man.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all ain't gonna donate.
Hell no.
No,
Y'all gonna be greedy like that.
Yeah, I gotta keep my money in my own pockets, man. I'm trying to eat myself, But that would be, I mean, that would be crazy though. Like, you should try it though. Like, donate $1 to his what's it called, to his Apple Pay or something. See what happens, or the PayPal.
Hell nah. I ain't touching nothing with my accounts. He be done ciphered all my shit out. My man said, look, hold on to money orders, the checks. I'm gonna play a little bit more.
To the FDMG Academy for Boys. I don't have any sons. I have 2 daughters. So the FDMG campaign is a selfless project, mission, and service to provide our boys with the education that they deserve. But right now, I don't have any money because my account was frozen by my bank because someone has been trying to hack into my account, hack into FDMG Academy account. So the FDMG Academy account is frozen. My personal account is also frozen. That means we're going to lapse on our utility bills. We're going to lapse on our internet bill. We're going to lapse on a lot of our bills at FDMG.
Oh, yeah.
The bank is
You
not
right,
giving me a
M3.
timeline as to when the situation is going to
About
be.
what?
If I don't have Cash App, nor does FDMG have Cash App. I do not have a Cash App. I only have Apple Pay and PayPal. If you can spare a few dollars, send it to my Apple Pay, 215-989-9858, 215-989-9858, or my PayPal, paypal.me/Umar the Psychologist. Although Leo season is off to a rocky start, brothers and sisters, we will overcome. Shout out to all my donors. Newark, New Jersey, I'ma see you. Nat Turner, I'ma see you.
All right, enough of that. No, I was saying you were right, because yeah, he was like, look, man, the internet's gonna be down, this is gonna be down. So he's setting the stage for the fallout. Like, man, it was frozen. I lost everything.
They get time to exit stage left and move to South Africa. But
Yeah.
Man, I know this. I had a thought, right? Because like, okay, so I have like my Google Voice number, and lightweight. I want to be a little bit petty, but I was really tempted to actually call that number to see if Dr. Umar would actually pick up, because he seemed like he's so old school and dumb, man. He probably be like, "Hey, brother, my Pan African brother, right? You know, are you calling to donate?"
Dr. Umar, you gonna mess around, jump through the phone, and steal your wallet. You better not call that number. Nah, I'm with you. I was tempted. I'm like, man, I'm kind of tempted to see how this play out, but yeah, nah, damn that. My man desperate now.